1 inch the cold vacuum of Sector 7G, Delta, the stars bore silent witness to treachery. Point 2 The Galactic Council had promised peace. They had signed the Concords. And then they sent warships. Point 3 The Thal'ari, gentle beings of crystal mines and vine-grown cities, had only one crime: trusting the wrong species. Point 4 They believed in unity, in diplomacy, in the Council. Point 5 But the Council believed in dominance, in extermination, in silence through annihilation. Point 6 When the first Council fleet arrived in Thal'aros Prime's orbit, the Thal'ari sent diplomats. Point 7 The Council answered with kinetic strikes. Point 8 Their forests burned, their towers fell. The songs of their people, songs sung across generations, were snuffed out mid-note. Point 9 And Earth Watch. Point 10 Humanity had long been cautious with the Council, never fully aligned, never fully alone. Point 11 But we had one rule, forged in the ashes of our own history: never betray a friend. Point 12 The Thal'ari were more than friends. They were the first species to treat us as equals. Point 13 When our colony ships were adrift, they towed them in. Point 14 When our diplomats were mocked, the Thal'ari listened. Point 15 When our artists created, the Thal'ari celebrated. Point 16 So when Earth received the distress beacon, the final cry of a dying world, we didn't debate, we didn't vote. Point 17 We deployed. Point 18 The Third Terran Fleet, once mothballed under peace accords, was reactivated in 19 hours. Point 19 AI Dreadnoughts reawakened, their minds ancient and unforgiving. Point 20 The flagship Vengeance Rising broke atmosphere from Luna Drydock like a god roused from slumber. Point 21 Across Earth, the message was clear: enough. Point 22 Admiral Rena Solari stood on the bridge, her eyes locked on the burning system ahead. Point 23 We gave them a chance, she said, voice tight. Now we give them fire. 24 warp gates opened like thunderclaps. Steel leviathans surged forward. Point 25 The Council's ships had never faced a Terran battle group. Point 26 They had seen our diplomats, our scientists, our pacifists. Point 27 They had never seen what we became when cornered. Point 28 In the silence between stars, the first Council fleet turned to face the incoming threat. Point 29 They hailed us. Warnings, demands. Point 30 Solari silenced the channel. Point 31 We're not here to talk, she said. Point 32 We fired. Point 33 Orbital artillery carved burning lines through Council frigates. Point 34 EMP rounds turned their comms to static. Point 35 Their shields held, then shattered. Point 36 Terran Marines dropped onto Thal'aros Prime's smoldering surface, securing the ruins of what remained. Point 37 They found no survivors, only ash and echoes. Point 38 In that moment, something in humanity snapped. Point 39 We had mourned before, but this was different. Point 40 This was personal. Point 41 The Vengeance Rising led the charge deeper into Council territory. Point 42 Each world that had voted for the extermination paid in kind. Point 43 We didn't target civilians, we weren't monsters. Point 44 But we tore apart their fleets, their war factories, their seat of power. Point 45 It wasn't revenge. Point 46 It was justice, rewritten in tungsten and plasma. Point 47 The Council begged for negotiation. Point 48 We offered terms: unconditional surrender, reparations to all allied species, disbanding of the military arm. Point 49 They refused. Point 50 So Earth stopped asking. Point 51 We raised the orbital yards of Galther Prime. Point 52 We cracked the moons of Celoran, where counselors hid in stasis vaults. Point 53 We turned their war chants into static. Point 54 In every system we entered, the skies wept fire. Point 55 Alien broadcasts across the galaxy changed their tone. Point 56 Once they mocked the emotional primates. 57 Now they called us angels of death. Point 58 Whispers spread: humanity does not forgive, humanity does not forget. Point 59 On day 72 of the campaign, Earth's fleet reached the Council core world. Point 60 The Council had fortified it with 50 planetary defense cannons. Point 61 We sent in 80 dreadnoughts. Point 62 For each Thal'ari life, we fired 10 volleys. Point 63 The skies turned red, the seas boiled. Point 64 The Council finally sent a white flag transmission. Point 65 Solari looked at the screen. Too late, she whispered. Point 66 But Earth's leaders overruled her. Point 67 We accepted their surrender, but not their survival. 68. Each counselor was tried under interstellar law. 69. Their crimes were broadcast live to every species. 70. The verdict was unanimous. Genocide. 71. Sentence: permanent exile to barren moons under Terran watch. 72. Earth established the Thal'ari Remembrance Accord. 73. A galaxy-wide treaty enforced by the Iron Line. Our new peacekeeping fleet. 74. We didn't seek to rule. 75. We sought to prevent another massacre. 76. Still, every species knew if Earth returned, it would not return gently. 77. 1,000 new alliances were signed under the shadow of our wrath. 78. Human ambassadors now walked into chambers once closed to us. 79. And every alien bowed. 80. Not out of fear, but out of respect. 81. We were the species that bled for our friends. 82. The species that rose when others fell. 83. The species that spoke fire when words failed. 84. Some called it terrifying. 85. Some called it inspiring. 86. We just called it human. 87. The Thal'ari's homeworld was gone, but not forgotten. 88. Earth built a monument in orbit, a silent sentinel that lit the void with memory. 89. Every Terran cadet visited it. 90. Every ship saluted it. 91. Every war started by greed or power found itself judged under its gaze. 92. We did not want war. 93. But if it came, we would bring the full measure of what we are. 94. Not because we hate. 95. But because we remember. 96. And we will never forget who stood with us in the dark. 97. Or who tried to extinguish that light. 98. This is not just a story of vengeance. 99. It is the legacy of Earth. 100. And the galaxy now knows. We end the conversation with fire.